Hello everyone. My submission number is 387. Thank you to the ICON-S 2026 committee for this chance to present our work. My name is Dr. Anuj Tripathi. I am an associate professor and track chair for decision science, AI, and analytics at School of Management, IIM University in Gurugram, India. This paper is a joint work with my co-author, Dr. Sarvjeet Ranjan, Assistant Professor of Operations Management at the same school. Our study looks at how enterprise analytics turn into real business performance and where AI recommendation system fit in. I will walk you through the problem, the model, the result, and what this means for practice and for theory. Yes. So let's start with why this matters. The global service sector makes up about 66% of world GDP. Knowledge intensive firms in banking, IT, retail, and healthcare invest more in analytics than anyone else. The decision intelligence market alone is projected to reach by nearly $58 billion by 2032. Here is the puzzle. Fewer than 15% of the analytics project ever become fully mature. Gartner's 2025 research found that 87% never reach to the full deployment. Yet, the firms that do reach maturity grow revenue 2.6 times faster than their peers. We studied this question in India. Its IT and business services workforce alone runs past 5.9 million professionals. Services now contribute 53.6% of the national GDP, and that is highest share on record. The economy grew 7.7% this past year, the fastest pace among major economics for a fourth straight year itself. That makes it a strong test case for the rest of the world. So here is the real question. If the gap between spending and performance is not about the technology, then what is it about? So in this study, we have studied these three gaps. The first, most studies look at why firms adopt analytics tool. They do not look at what happens next. They do not trace how using these tools leads to the better decisions and then to better performance. Second, no one had tested how AI recommendation system change that link between decisions and performance. Third, that this is the gap our whole model is built around. No study had tested operational and strategic decision making together with AI in picture across multiple industry in one single model. From these gaps, we built 9 hypotheses. We grounded the model in one theory only, the RBV, resource-based theory, and VRIN. Good decisions themselves become a lasting advantage when they are valuable, rare, hard to copy, and hard to replace. AI recommendation systems are not treated as a separate theory here. They are modeled as a moderator that changes how strong these advantages become. This is our full model. We call it the Sustained Organizational Performance Model, or SOP for short. You can see it two ways on this slide, our conceptual diagram on the left and the actual smart PLS output on the right. So you can check the two against each other. On the left, analytics use leads to the two things at once, operational decision intelligence and strategic decision intelligence. As you can see, both arrows are solid and roughly equal in strength. There is also an indirect path we have tested, that is from analytics use straight through the performance. That path is significant, but only through the two decision types. It does not work as a structure shortcut on its own. Now look at the operational decision and strategic decision on their way to performance. The strategic path is solid and significant. The operational path is dashed because it did not reach to the significance itself. On the right, AI recommendation systems show up twice, both in gold. They strengthen the operational path and they strengthen the strategic path as well. Visible in the data, both effects run in the same direction. AI adds to the human decision making here. It does not replace it. In total, we tested 9 hypotheses across the 5 constructs using 305 responses. Now let's quickly look at that how we have did it. So this is a cross-sectional survey study built on purposive sampling. We choose 4 sectors on purpose: IT services, banking, and financial services. We call it BFSI, retail and e-commerce, and healthcare. These are the sectors where knowledge work, not physical production. And that is, knowledge is creating most of the value there. The field work ran from 18th September to 3rd of the March in 2026. Entirely within India, we covered metro hubs, our capital Delhi, our national capital region is NCR, the Bangalore, the IT hub, and the Hyderabad as well, and some of the similar cities: Bhubaneswar, Gaya, Prayagraj, Kanpur, Lucknow, and Patna. These are the tier 2 cities in India. The questionnaire was administered face to face, where could manage it, and by phone otherwise, often through our own professional contacts in their cities as well. We distributed 435 questionnaires, 300 came back as completed, and 87% approx. After screening out the careless and incomplete responses, about 1 in 5 of the completed set, 305 valid responses remained, well above the statistics required. We ran the smart PLS, the full measurement and structured analysis. Now let's move to the result overview itself. Before I share the findings, one quick note that we checked that our survey measures 5 separate things cleanly, and it does. Every construct passed the standard reliability and validity checks. The full numbers sit on the slide. If you want to have a look, you can see here. Now let's move to the result table itself. So you can see that out of 9 hypotheses, 7 were supported. Analytics use predicts both operational and strategic decision intelligence very strongly. The strategic decision predicts the performance. The operational decisions on their own do not. As you can see in the table, AI strengthened both paths, not just one. So a clear pattern emerged that the strategic pathway carries most of the weight and the AI helps everywhere. Let's unpack what it actually means. So, first finding, the analytics views builds operational and strategic decision skills at the same time, not one after other. The two effects are almost identical in strength. The firms do not need to master the operational analytics before they build the strategic thinking. Both grow together. There is a real payoff too. Firms with a strong analytics maturity cut operational planning errors by 29%. Second finding, and this is one of the matters most for practitioners itself, the direct effect of operational decision on performance does not hold up on its own, right? Buying the tools and making faster operational calls does not by itself move the performance. What does work in the path through strategic decision intelligence? Its effect on the performance is more than double the effect of operational decision intelligence itself. Strategic decisions, resource allocations, long-term positioning, these create a more lasting advantage than operational fixes. The mediation test confirmed this. Strategic decision intelligence is a significant moderate mediator. Operational decision intelligence on its own is not. So the takeaway is blunt. Deploy the analytics, but build the real strategic thinking on the top of it. Skip the step, and the needle does not move. The third finding, so the third finding is the one I think will spark the most discussion. AI recommendation systems strengthen both pathways here, not just one. The operational path gets stronger, the strategic path gets stronger too by a similar amount. This is an amplification effect, not a substitution effect. As AI recommendations mature, they add to what human judgment already delivers. They do not quietly take over the decisions itself. Visible in the data, the two effect size sits closer together with a slightly larger lift at the strategic level. This still raises a governance question. If executives have no clear process to question, check, and override AI recommendation, firms risk what we call strategic brittleness. The system works well until it meets a situation it was never trained for. Then it fails. So what a manager should do with this? First, do not treat buying analytics tool as the finish line. Build real decision-making capability alongside every platform investment. Second, put strategic decision programs ahead of simply expanding the operational dashboard. That is where the bigger performance gain live. Third, connect your strategic output directly into your strategic planning cycle, not just the operational reporting. Fourth, govern your AI adoption. Do not just deploy it. On both the operational and the strategic side, firms without clear AI oversight may fall behind their peers by 18% by 2028. Academically, this is the first model to test, or one of the first model to test, these decision paths together with AI moderation across the four sectors in one framework. And this is the novelty here. It extends the resource-based theory into decision intelligence. It leaves behind a validated instrument other researchers can reuse directly. So very strong novelty we have in this paper. Now, definitely the limitations and conclusion. So let me close by talking about the limit of this work and what it adds up to. There are limits, of course. This is the snapshot in time, not a study over years. So we cannot prove cause and effect with certainty. Our data comes from a pooled sample across 4 sectors. So we have not yet tested whether these paths hold the same way in each sector on its own. Our sample is from India. So testing this again in other regions, other countries, other continents will definitely help confirm that how far it reveals. Here is the key message. There is one validated path to performance in our model. The analytics used through strategic decision intelligence to sustain performance. Buying analytics tool alone does not guarantee the result. AI helps broadly here, strengthening both the operational and the strategic route. So the real question going forward is not whether to invest in decision intelligence platforms. It is how to manage the line between the human judgment and AI advice deliberately. Thank you so much for having me today. And it's my pleasure to address the gathering. I'm happy to take your questions. Thank you so much.